Hello, Com 111. Patton right here again, and welcome to our final speech of this term. Now, as you can see, I'm standing in the middle of a cattle pasture, as bovine flatulence have been a big topic in media until coronavirus hijacked the Green New Deal train. Yes, you heard me right. Cow farts are said to be a major problem, as they can produce an abundance of methane gas that destroys our ozone, which causes global warming, according to our Representative Alexandria Cortez of New York and Senator Edward Markey of Massachusetts, the backers of the whole new resolution. Statements made by Representative Cortez flooded news broadcasts, papers, and social medias all around the country promoting the Green New Deal, which suggests that we rid all the cows, cars, planes, and anything that leaves a carbon footprint from the world. My goal today is to convince cattle ranchers to switch from conventional foods, such as pasture or grass, to fodder, which is an eco-friendly and cost-effective solution. Fodder reduces the severity of methane gas produced by cattle by eliminating the use of vehicles and fossil fuels that pollute the atmosphere, and that is why fodder is the answer to farting. True, however, that cows fart. It is not a myth, however, that gases produced by farting cows not only help the environment, but are not one of the causes of global warming. As shown here, gases produced by bovine are part of the natural breakdown of methane. The methane produced by cows are part of the photochemical reactions to carbon dioxide, which plants use. You can also see that the carbon dioxide emitted by vehicles that harvest and haul cattle food are harmful to our planet. Cows fart. Yes, they produce greenhouse gases. No, they do not cause global warming. Now that we've determined that bovine farting does not cause the world as we know it to end, feeding cows do harm the environment. Cows eat two types of forage: hay, which is dried grass, and pasture, which is live grass, like you see behind me. Farmers do impact the atmosphere by producing crops for livestock to eat with fuel-dependent machinery. Tractors also use oil that is not good for our soil, water systems, pesticides, and chemical weed control. Traditional crops use massive amounts of water, 27,158 gallons per acre to be exact, is what it takes to grow 1 acre of grass, according to Kathy Voth, who works with the Bureau of Land Management. As you can see, cows themselves are not the issue. Their feed is. But how do we combat the use of fuel, oil, water, electricity, pesticides, and weed sprays? Fodder, my dear Watson. So, what is fodder? Well, it's a sustainable livestock feed supply that only uses grains, such as barley, and grows using hydroponics. That's it. All you need is a fodder system, water, and grain to produce fresh feed in only 6 days. Fodder does not use fuels or chemicals and only has a small amount of electricity and does not use soil or light either. Fodder is sustainable, cost-effective, and better for livestock, and leaves little carbon footprint. So, how do we produce fodder? The first of the 3-step process is to build or buy a fodder system. I will briefly show you how to build a small one. You will need the following supplies. You will need a 6-shelf shelving unit, 6 plastic tubs with several small holes drilled in the bottom for water drainage. You will also need a water source like a faucet, a drip line, and a timer. You will set up the system like this, where you have a tray on each shelf and the sprinkler system set up to water your trays for 5 minutes every 4 hours. Here is my fodder system that I set up in the barn shower to feed my steer. This system roughly costs $100 to set up, and it lasts for years. The only thing left to do is grow fresh fruit that is ready in only 6 days, and sustains itself indefinitely. And now for the fun part, watching grass grow with little effort. On day 1, you soak the barley in water and add a tablespoon of bleach, as bleach retards the growth of mold. Day 2, you drain the water from the barley, pour it into a tray, and spread it out. Set the tray on the top shelf of your fodder system and turn on your water source. Soak your next batch of barley in bleach water. On day 3, move tray 1 down to shelf 2, drain the water from the barley, pour it into tray 2, and spread it out. Set the tray on the top shelf. Day 4 and 5 are the same as the previous days. Now on day 7 is what we've been waiting for. Your fodder is ready to feed. Yes, it is that easy. And yes, you can grow 6-inch tall forage in just 6 days. Now, there's not a farmer out there that doesn't want to take their forage farther than it currently does. Money is everything in the industry. Fodder is simply less expensive to feed, and according to drovers, an expert in livestock feed, one bovine will consume 2% of their body weight in feed per day. I'll calculate the forage consumption on a 1,000-pound cow that eats about 20 pounds of hay or fresh grass per day. The current price per ton of hay, which is 2,000 pounds, is about $250. Over 30 days, our cow will go through 600 pounds of hay, costing us $70 for the month. The cost of barley is 20 cents a pound. I know because I buy it all the time. It will take 2 pounds of barley to grow 20 pounds of fodder. Therefore, our fodder cow will cost $12 per month to feed. Over 1 year, this is a savings of $756 per year per head of cattle. Now for the last piece of evidence to convince farmers to feed fodder. Cost is a significant factor in the beef and dairy production, but the health of livestock is the way the rancher makes money. Not only does fodder provide a 41% faster daily weight gain than hay, but according to Fodder Tech, it increases milk productions by 17%, making the rancher more money and lowering overhead costs. Now, throughout this little fodder presentation, we can conclude that we are all responsible for our ozone, and that the more we populate the planet, the more we'll harm it. Now, it seems that lately the media has focused on farming, ranching, and logging as the root problem causers. I believe this is not the case, but we should all do our part. Now, farmers and ranchers don't like change unless it can save them time and money while reaching the same financial gain goal. Is this attainable by fodder? Yes, it is. You can see my steer Carl loves his fodder and thinks that you should be a fodder farmer too.